Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. Today I want to share some thought about AI tools that you can use together with Blender or with your own sketches. The other day I was using this app called Feather 3D, right? And so I made these scribbles of the car, but I thought it doesn't finish there, because with this render, for example, if I render it with just like 512 by 512 pixel, we can ask AI to dreams more for us, okay, like creating concept art, etc., based on these really basic scribbles of 3D. So I made a couple the other day. I was able to do this like really fast, because it's actually running on my machine locally. I'm using Stable Diffusion at the moment. That's probably the fastest I can do on my M1 iMac machine. If I have M1 Ultra, it's gonna be really fast, like maybe a second every second for one generation of dreams using AI. But anyway, this one I generated for a few hours. I think it's running at 1 minute per generation. Actually, not. This one takes a bit longer. Let me check. Okay, yeah, it's around 1 minute or 40 seconds per generations. The original initial image was this guy. So with AI tools, you can start from just text prompting, just writing text prompt, and then you ask the AI to generate for you, or you can use image to image. So that's the two most basic main function of AI using Stable Diffusion anyway. So if I started with something like this in Blender, it's a really rough sketch concept with the sky that I'm using sky add-on in Blender. So we can generate something. Okay, so this was actually prompted as well. So based from the original image, I prompted like a monster car with big eyes and wings floating in the sky. Okay, like, so this is the concept art that's being generated using AI. So I thought this is kind of interesting. You get all kind of really weird car design. I'm not 100% how it does it with the AI, but it's really like a puzzling. You get really creative kind of unlimited variations of design. Sometimes you find something that you really like. Okay, you might want to emulate that and use it as concept art for your 3D design. I haven't done that. I should spend maybe like an hour or so or more per day to create something based on the concept art. That might take some time. I might enjoy it, I might not, but yeah, that's the idea. So I actually made a list. This is based on 1 month kind of studying AI tools, experimenting with it, and see what's available. So yeah, my machine is iMac M1 8GB. It's really basic. In average, 4 minutes, 4 minutes to 10 to 15 minutes generations. If you're trying to use Diffusion B, for example, with the latest, this is the one that will work right away using M1. This one can generate maybe, I think, batch. You can batch overnight like 100 generations. It's pretty good. Yeah, highly recommend it if you don't want to do it anything technical. If you are using Blender, if you want to do like a render and ask the AI to dream it for you, you can use AI render by Ben Ruggs. This is still relatively new. This one I made a video about it, and this one's actually linked to Dream Studio API, but you can actually run locally if you use Stable Diffusion WebUI. This one is really cool. So this is still pretty recent. If you can make it running, it's very cool, but it's gonna be slow if I were to do it right now, but anyway, I will try. Okay, let's say I made something super simple, basic. I'm just gonna call it melting text. Okay, melting text. We have the default cube. Okay, with the simple default cube and a floor, you can actually send it to Playground AI. Just tell it, okay, render a giant sculpture of sugar cube melting on sand, and it's gonna generate this result for you. It's really weird. Okay, AI dream is really weird. Machine dream. I call it the dream machine. But anyway, so let's try making something decent. Shift A, create a text. This is the most basic things you can do in Blender. Oh, you can also make compositions using assets, 3D assets, or making basic geometry, but text is always something. Hit tab, just type in dream, whatever. You can remesh. The font, okay, the font is, this is using the basic font. You can replace it with your own font. Where is my font? I probably don't have it. And something, yeah. And you want to have a plane of some sort. We have the plane, floor, and the text. I should give it color, but I don't. Maybe I should, but in this case, I will just worry on a sky. I'm just gonna add sky. This is an extra. There's a sky, dynamic sky add-on. You can look at the documentation here, but this one is pretty cool. It's gonna show up here, dynamic sky. The dynamic world could not be found in the worlds that are create. After I said create, you go to under properties world, which is this guy over here. You can replace this world, default world, with the dynamic. Now we have control over the sky. You can switch to cycles, and we can see something happening. We have a bit of sky, better than the usual render anyway. Okay, this is one way to do it. Oh, by the way, if my computer is a bit slow because I'm recording, and I'm actually, for a test, I'm running this Swift Diffusion in the background, and this one is generating something based on these commands. Okay, so I mentioned it somewhere here. Okay, Swift Diffusion, this is the one, the fastest. Okay, 40 seconds at 25 steps. It's got a lot of limitations, but this one is really fast. If I want to make like a thumbnails, I will use this, and then I will transfer it to others like Diffusion B app or Stable Diffusion WebUI that will work in Playground AI as well. But the one that can do batch is Diffusion B. So yeah. So what I was doing in the background, I have this initial image. It's the default cube. It's horrible, and I just tell AI to dreams. Wabi sabi sugar cube melting on the floor or something like that. Wabi sabi is a Japanese philosophy, imperfections, or something that's kind of old, and this one is cool. I don't know why it's generating this, but it's the AI dream doing random stuff. So this is running in the background. Okay, just random stuff. It's still currently running while I'm just gonna render something in Blender. Create a Shift A, create a new camera. We need a camera for rendering. That's a good habit. I will make it 512 by 512. AI Dreams 512 by 512 is currently what we have. It's common. Still low res, but it's pretty good. Set camera to view so we can look from the camera and move things around. Okay, Dream. AI Dream. And if I now do a real-time render and then back to dynamic sky here, we can change the sky color, horizon color, cloud density, cloud opacity, sun, the sun being controlled with this directional. Okay, it's interesting. What is it, the sun color? Maybe the sun color. Sky color. Okay, horizon, maybe not too strong. Sky color, purplish. Cloud opacity. Soft or hard. This is the shadow for the sun. I mean, we don't need to make anything too fancy. I just want to have something here. I will output this on the desktop. This is using cycles. Do I want denoising? Yeah, maybe denoise. Render 5 samples. Sky color looks pretty ugly. Horizon. Okay, horizon seems pretty strong. Cloud color. Okay, sun color. I guess to make this more interesting, I need to add material to our object, to our text. What's the color of dream? Purple? Yes, maybe. The floor. I don't know, the subsurface maybe a little bit strong. Doesn't matter. Noisy image is actually okay. Oh, it's actually really fast. Okay, we just created something super basic, but I will use image to image. Okay, so let's see. I'm using DALL-E. There's Stable Diffusion. There's DALL-E. I will show you anyway. I will use the inspirations. Where's our render? Image, save as my text or dream text. The reason I really like image to image is that we start with something and then we're gonna ask the AI to dream based on our image, right? So you don't just type the prompt. I mean, text prompting is cool as well, text to image, but image to image make it yours in a way. So this is the image. I set it to photorealistic. Giant sculpture of sugar cube melting on the sand. This we can use the same prompt with our own image. If I use Playground AI, sometimes it complains if it thinks the prompt or the result is kind of not safe for work, it's gonna complain. So there's like a safety things with Playground AI. If you do it locally, there's no safety whatsoever. Okay, it thinks that object is a cube, giant sculpture of sign, text sign. So it's not smart enough. I mean, it's too smart. Maybe it's replacing our artwork with a sugar cube that's melting on the sands. So with Playground AI, it's gonna take between 15 seconds, 30 seconds, sometimes longer, sometimes faster. Yeah, not so great with DALL-E. DALL-E is trying to do too much. So I decided to use my own dream text, set the image strength to 40, delicate details, generate. Using the default prompt guidance. Okay. So you can see it's changing my text as well. Because of the image strength set too low, I'll just try to make it closer to our own text. Okay, it's pretty stupid, right? It's complaining. Okay, it's your request cannot be used. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Giant sculpture made of sugar melting on sands. Wabi sabi. Wabi sabi giant sculpture made of sugar melting on sands. If it's still complaining, yeah, no, it doesn't. This time it's really working. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I'll increase the prompt guidance and quality. Delicate details. I'll make it run. Okay, yeah. 44 strings. Okay, back to Blender. First of all, I will show you, maybe, okay, it's gonna take like a long time, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, I don't know. But I will try to enable AI render. AI render. Stable Diffusion in Blender. This is version 0.4 by Ben Rugg. You can use the Dream Studio online or just run it locally. Blah blah blah. Okay, using automatic 111 WebUI, and everything is set, but I don't have it running. I need to have terminal. Okay, this is the way I do it usually. Stable Diffusion WebUI master. New terminal add folder. Gonna try to run this. Hopefully it works. Okay. I need to do something here with the git checkout, whatever. Yeah. We just need to do a couple of steps, and then we need to run these Stable Diffusions on the machine as WebUI. And if everything works correctly, then we can continue. Let's back to our design. Starting to looks really weird. Maybe 50% is good. We can say random mechanical part or something. Melting on sands. Image strengths need to be set higher, I guess. It doesn't have any understanding of text, but still, it's interesting design that you can get out of something really simple. And this can be like a concept art, so it's really useful aid. Okay, this one is like alien looking. I quite like this building one, so I can actually reuse this. If I reuse this over here, it's gonna start to dream based on that. And I can try higher or lower than 50%, and we can see the output. It's still sometimes still read like dream, but maybe it goes too far. It's become something else altogether. So with Playground AI, you can make 8 AI dreams very, very quickly. Yeah, I think it's still pretty amazing to be able to do this. Back to Blender. So what happened? What happened now? Okay. Blender AI render. I will try to run this. 7860. Okay, this is the WebUI Stable Diffusion running on my computer. This needs to be correct, the address, and then save. If everything running correctly, this render will be sent to WebUI, and we can see like a progress happening. You can read about how to install the latest AI things. It's really bit, it's not very complicated. You want to have this local installation anyway. You don't, because you don't, sometimes you don't have internet, for example, and you just want it to run on your machine. Even though it's slow, you can run it overnight. Install this latest version of AI Render, not public yet. Install the WebUI of Stable Diffusion by automatic 1111. Do a git pull, set the API, and if you do everything correctly, set everything correctly, you will actually see this render will be rendered using AI. I have a feeling that I forgot something. I forgot to enable AI render. Okay, let's close this Blender first. Reopen Blender. So I'm running it from the terminal of Blender. Reopen melting text. Change the camera, whatever. Enable AI render. Bring this up. I will have something that's a little bit abstract. I will set this step to 20 only. Image similarity 0.45. Run automatically on Blender. Save image to the desktop. And what else? Did I forget anything? Oh, I forgot the prompt. The prompt, we can use this same prompt. This one, photorealistic, grunge, photorealistic, Greg Rutkowski, dream. We might see something happening, or maybe it doesn't work again. Okay, it's running now. I know because this guy is running. Even though it's gonna be slow. You can see how long? Oh, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Yeah, you can get a coffee, come back 3 minutes. But you see the process, yeah. Anyhow, I can still do some talking. So I didn't use Diffusion B. This is really easy app to use, just download it and run it if you're running M1 machine. If I have a different machine with more powerful GPU, then Dream Texture and maybe AI render this is the most ideal situations, I guess, for rendering. Swift diffusion, however, is really fast. I can do it fast. In the meantime, this neon mecha is doing something cool. Let's start again. So it's never, with the AI dreams, it's never gonna end. You can always keep going and start from the scratch. Set the image strength to 50, for example, to start with. With neon mecha, it's activating this safety API. Safety API in Playground AI is a little bit stupid. It's a little bit too restrictive. If you're an artist, actually you don't want any kind of restriction, because making art should be like a freedom. You can do whatever using the tools you have and create whatever, and you never have to show anything to anyone. Actually, it's a little bit like writing. You can write anything, or you can imagine anything on your inside your brain, and you don't need to show to people unless you put it down and then share it publicly. Then it's another thing. But if you're really like an artist, musician, writer, a poet, you can make anything. Shouldn't always worry about who will judge you or anything. At least that's the idea. Okay, it's starting to dream some typography for you. This one, see the stone one, sculpture made of stone. I like sculpture actually. If I could choose like a career, I want to make sculpture, maybe in 3D, maybe physical, but I like sculpture. Being able to see this in real world physically as AR or maybe like VR, it's gonna be cool. Okay, this font have characteristic that I like, so I will use this now. Neon mecha. I'll just add some delicate details, maybe run it a few times. Because this is running online, we don't need to worry about the processing. I mean, it doesn't make our machine slower. Okay, it's completely become something else. Because I'm recording and I'm running Blender, doing AI render stuff in the background. You see, it's actually faster. It's completed faster than I thought, which is not bad. I was talking for 3 minutes anyhow. Yeah, this is the advantage of AI render. There's also the dream texture. That's a different thing. If you want to make texture that's seamless, that's something you can try. Steampunk always work. Steampunk. Image similarity 0.4. 49. Step 25, I think is okay. Do another render. Somehow it's generating this, which is I quite like. Oh, it's the same thing that the API is complaining again because it thinks there's like something new, something not safe for work being generated. So the API is a little bit dumb in that area. It's made of random melting on sand, dramatic light, hyper realistic. We can also add things like crowds of people, silhouette. So this could be like a Star Wars scenes, somewhere out there at the sand, in the sands, maybe like a Burning Man kind of thing. You're out there, there's no one else, and this is the first thing you see from far away. You can say sandstorm. Oh yeah, I forgot. Greg Rutkowski. We don't need to say Greg Rutkowski. Actually, it's added automatically if you choose the filter. So now we have like a random sculpture and some silhouette of crowds of humans, starting to feels a little bit more interesting. Let's get back to our original dream 3D text. Let's ask this guy to re-render image strength at 30. Very likely it's gonna complain. It doesn't complain, which is nice. Back into Blender, still 50%. Just gonna keep talking, I guess, until it's finished. Dream, crowd of people, silhouette, wabi sabi giant. It's like a sculpture of humans. It's very metaphorical. What are we on planet Earth? You know, I mean, we are like a sculpture, but we are like a moving sculpture walking around this planet Earth. You can start making start writing poetry while the AI is doing something, and you write down what you see. It's the dreams of AI. If the AI can see your dream, that's a little bit creepy, but if you're watching if you see the AI dreaming and you're kind of recording what you see, turn it into text, turn it into story, that's gonna be pretty powerful, I guess. Delete Wasteland. Wasteland is cool. I mean, our original 3D artwork is totally horrible and boring. That's why if we crazy enough, we can actually send it to Metallica. Paletica? Okay, is the dreaming finished? Yeah, it's finished. We have something. Metallica Paint. This is AI. I show you in the previous video, but this guy is gonna look at your artwork. It's gonna turn it into AI dream, watercolor, whatever. And believe it or not, if you dare to use that artwork, use this as an input, image to image inspiration for the AI to dream. This playground AI is a little bit stupid, always complaining. Oh, we cannot create your artwork because it's kind of not safe for work. That's a little bit dumb. But anyhow, you see, crowd of people, silhouette gathering around wabi-sabi giant sculpture made of random mechanical parts melting on sands. delicate details. Let's increase the strength here. We just go crazy now. Let's go nuts. Do something. Dream something interesting. Yeah, so we end up with this stuff. That's a little bit too crazy. Let's go back. Image strength of 44, 42 sometimes. It's good. Yeah, we have some bunch of people walking around on the sands looking at this sculpture of dream made using AI. It's very philosophical. So yeah, back in Blender, you can see this is the result. I can keep on dreaming, create another render. I wish this add-on can do like a batch, but for now, yeah, running locally at 3-4 minutes per generations. Yeah, it's actually 4 minutes. I can do this all day. I wish it can do it like a batch overnight, so it can have like 100 to 100 still frame of dreams, just like this playground AI, which is sometimes a little bit stupid when it's censoring the artwork. But other than that, it's still pretty cool because it's running for you for free. 1000 generations, maybe 250 times clicking and making 4 image. It still gives you something based on something that's super simple from Blender. Yeah, Spielberg, secret alien message. Anyhow, that's pretty much what I want to talk today on the video. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.